Hello everyone and welcome back to another EV Geek Studio review. As always, I am Joel, he is Sebastian, and this is a 2026 or 2027? What are they calling
2026.
2026 Lexus ES500e all-wheel drive. Ooh, it's a mouthful. Courtesy of Parker Lexus here in Little Rock, Arkansas. We drove this around for about 20-25 minutes. We were trying to find a nice shaded spot to film in, and we can't.
We didn't succeed.
As you can see, we didn't find one, so we just came back here down by the river. I am really impressed on how this drives. I'll talk about that later. Sebastian will go through all the major details. So Sebastian, tell us a little bit about this, because these are just hitting lots right now, basically.
Yeah, so the ES, for the first time ever, is now being offered as an electric vehicle. So for those who are kind of familiar with Lexus, ES has been around for basically ever in their lineup. It is the entry-level luxury sedan from the brand. It's been around forever. It's always been one of Lexus's best-selling models. And for the first time ever, they're offering this, the E, which is the EV model. They're also still offering the ES as a hybrid. Interestingly enough, the base ES electric is cheaper than the ES hybrid in base form.
That's usually the first time for everything.
Yeah, I think honestly might be the first time we've really heard of a company doing that.
Yep.
Now this is the 500e, so this is a step up. Base model is front wheel drive. This one's all wheel drive. This one has 328 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds.
Almost top of the line.
There's a few options missing, but this is kind of the base 500e with some packages on it that make it a pretty well-equipped thing. There's some things missing we'll talk about as we go through. But honestly, I feel like as far as looking like an ES goes, this looks pretty sharp. The interior, there's some stuff in it that's a pretty big step up, especially compared to other Toyota and now the Subaru EVs as well, especially in the same model here, which is always super interesting to me. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited to really check this one out and kind of see if maybe we're starting to see Toyota and Lexus and the other brands kind of shift into more leaning into and kind of figuring out the more EV-based stuff and kind of building that good, perfect EV.
Because this has a different software than your...
Than like even the RZ.
RZ, Subaru, all those new ones that kind of share a platform. Yep. All right, just like always, we do an exterior, interior, and driving review, so stay tuned.
All right, so this is a 2026 Lexus ES500e Premium. So the 500 is how you know it's the all-wheel drive. The base model is at 350. That's front-wheel drive only. This is 500 all-wheel drive. Premium is the level of 500e. There's premium and then there's luxury. This one's premium, then it has some options on it to kind of build up. And so you can see, looking at the outside, on the outside, this and the new hybrid ES, very, very, very similar, even with this kind of fake grill area and all that. I feel like, so Lexus has always had this, or has really in the last 10 years or so moved to this spindle design grille. I feel like this is one of the better cases I've seen where it's actually worked to the favor of the front of the car. It's still very busy and angular, but I feel like it works on this model at least. These wheels that are on it, these are the 21-inch wheels. You can see they have an arrow design to them that actually feels like that might come off. I'd be curious to know what the wheels like underneath the arrow. I actually kind of feel like they look nice.
I like them.
This color is called Iridium, so it's a silver, and you can see it's got this black accenting down the side and around, just kind of give it some contrast marks. You have electronic door handles. You can unlock and lock the car from here. You can see car auto folds and mirrors. Go ahead and unlock. Please. There we go.
There you go.
You can go ahead and take a quick peek at that white interior for the first time. I'll let you close that. This is also available with a beige brown color and a black interior.
I like the white.
We'll look at the back seat in a second. Let's take a look at the rear as I kick gravel. My bad.
Yes.
So you can see you have a nice light bar. It's almost got a tinted look to it. It looks, in my opinion, really good. It spells out Lexus here on the back, and it's kind of crystal looking, which is neat. Again, ES500e all-wheel drive. And we can pop this power trunk. And honestly, really good size. Especially because the ES is not supposed to necessarily a big car.
You're right.
Think of this more like a Toyota Camry size vehicle, right? But I mean, good size trunk. You can see it's pretty deep. It has a ski pass through in the back. You've got included. You've got your NACS adapters here because this is native NACS. Spoiler alert! But you've got the NACS to CCS or CCS to NACS with a Lexus and Toyota badge on it, as well as your NACS to J1772. Cool, and it's got a little piece of Velcro on it, so you can take it and you can stick it and it won't slide around.
Nope. You had it on there, Sebastian. What did you do?
There you go. If it didn't have a rubber mat in the bottom, it would stick to the floor. But yeah, good space. It does technically have underfloor storage, but it is a
yeah, you could probably put a small.
not very big.
Yeah,
You could maybe fit the EVSE under there though.
Yep. Put that underneath there. Yep.
Go ahead and pop that close, and I'll let you hop in the back real quick. I'm gonna
So this is what shocked me most when we were just kind of getting our B-roll footage and things like that, is the amount of legroom back here. I mean, look at that.
Okay, so this seat is in the entry-exit position. I'm 6 foot tall, and I still have, I mean,
Half a foot,
10
6,
inches?
yeah, 8, 10 inches.
something like that.
And you were sitting up front and you're 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
You didn't mess with the seat. And I easily have a foot, as you can see.
You've also got back here air vents, 2 USB-Cs, a little bacon, no bacon adapter or slider. You've got buttons here to lock and unlock the doors. You've got this center console area, which comes down. You can have a little area to slide in for a phone, as well as 2 cup holders. Nice. It does not open. I do not see like USB ports or anything in it, but that makes sense.
Yep.
And there's that pass-through again. Oh, it locks.
Nice.
Neat. Pop that closed. Got seat back pockets. These are hard plastic. Not anything super nice. The back of the seat is plastic, but it's hard wearing. Makes sense for a Toyota.
Sunroof?
Sunroof for the front, not for the rear. Also don't see heated seats or anything back here.
Nope.
But that seems fine enough. You can take a quick peek. You have electronic door handles here. So to get out, you would push in on them. However, they do have an override that's pretty easy to tell. You pull that, but it tells you to pull it twice to get out. So one will unlock the door and then one actually opens it. But we'll go ahead and hop out now.
You can actually unlock and lock from back here too.
And we'll come around to the front passenger side charge port door, which means it should be in an okay location for Tesla superchargers. That said, I feel like it's a little far back, especially for a V3 cable. But to open it, you press here. The button is very clearly not hidden. It is a power door, and there is your NACS port. So this is 150 kilowatt peak, like the other Toyota, Lexus, Subaru EVs currently. 74.7 kilowatt hour battery pack, same one you see in the Solterra and the BZ and the Uncharted and the CHR and the BZ Woodland and the Trailseeker and the RZ and this now.
They all share it, yep.
I think it's around 67 kilowatt hours usable, but 74 I think is the gross figure. Anyway, 150 kilowatt peak, 10 to 80 in about 30 to 35 minutes, kind of what we see on all of the other ones as well.
Yep.
And seems to be what everyone in the industry is targeting right now.
30 minutes seems to be the standard.
Go ahead and hit the button.
Against Sebastian's wishes, we have a whole video about that.
Yep. One last thing we'll look at while we're out here is, does it have a front trunk? The answer is no.
Yeah, it's a no.
Subaru, Lexus, all them don't seem to believe in it.
If you watched our other reviews on Subaru and all that, you know that it doesn't. But this one at least does it right if you don't have a front trunk.
Yeah, it does it pretty well.
It covers everything.
Very nice cover. Should help with sound deadening and whatnot. And if you take a peek in here, you can see why it doesn't have a front trunk. You can see that motor and inverter housing and everything comes all the way up to the top of that cover.
Yep.
You've got a fuse box and all that jazz over here as well.
Boom-o.
As well as the fluids that you need to access and whatever else. All right, Joel, it's hot. I think it's time.
Yes, we need to get inside. All right, we are now inside and cool. It is about 90-some degrees outside today. Sebastian, this software's a little bit different than the Solterra one. What do you think?
Yeah, so between the old Toyota stack and this one, there are definitely, you can tell they're from the same company, obviously, but this seems more snappy and has a lot more stuff going on in it. But before we even get to that, let's just talk about this interior layout in general.
Yeah.
So coming through here, you have nice big 14-inch screen. You have a new driver instrument cluster, which we'll talk about here in a second. This is a huge improvement over the other Toyota, Lexus, Subaru EVs. You've got a wireless phone charger down here. Only one. This side is not a wireless phone charger. It just looks like it. 2 USB-C ports right above that. You've got your bop it, drive, reverse, park. 2 cup holders that you can hide and cover. Parking brake, auto hold, which you need because this car does not have one pedal driving. Center console, which can open both ways and has a 12-volt outlet and a USB-C port inside, and a little tray.
Put your change in there.
That you can pop out, and I cannot pop back in. You also have, on this side, you'd have a glove box, which I only bring up because this has the option for it to have the radiant heaters. So we've talked about that before on BZ and Solterra and all that, where they have the radiant heaters above your knees, and that is why Toyota claims they don't have a glove box. But this one does.
With a key lock.
When you can lock it, you can valet lock it. Anyway, but yeah, so this has the radiant heater, so in the winter you can use less energy heating the cabin by just using actual radiant heat in your heated seats versus trying to heat the air inside, which is a really cool feature. Also, like dark headliner with the light interior, which is a nice combo.
I will say, one thing I noticed, the seatbelts are white.
Which seems like a brave choice.
That's a brave choice.
One thing we haven't talked about yet, so this one is stickered with all of its options, 57 grand.
Yep.
Just want to make sure we bring that up. And so we'll talk about some of the options that it has in here. So for example, I mentioned it has that cold weather package that adds in the radiant heater and some like windshield wiper de-icer stuff. And then it's got some tech packet or convenience package that adds a couple of driver's assistance features and things like that. But okay, let's look at the screen now. So first off, it's big. It's very nice. It looks good. And you can see kind of the home page here shows you your built-in navigation, your media that's playing, which I have CarPlay connected. We'll talk about that here in a second. You can swipe over. You have like a contact listed. That's my wife. You have a drive mode button here, so you can switch between normal, eco, sport, range, and custom. Talk about that in a second. You've got a weather screen. There we go. It says 83. This says 88.
Split the difference.
Looks like this also, you can swipe it and you get, oh, look at that, your time and all that. And you can customize and change this layout some. I'll go back to the main homepage. One thing to talk about in here that's a huge difference versus the old cars is I can come in here, and if I type in, I want to go to Austin, Texas, go. It'll not only do the route, but it will come up and tell you, hey, you're going to need chargers. And unlike the other cars, where if you just hit this button, it'll just start showing you chargers close to you, this one will actually, give it a sec. It's not fast.
Nope.
But give it a sec.
We promise. There.
This worked a second ago. I swear to you it did.
Did you make something in the settings?
No.
Just because you're on Apple CarPlay?
Surely not.
Ooh, did we find a bug? Because it literally worked when we were sitting at the dealership.
Okay, well, I was going to show you that it does have route planning.
Yeah.
Now. Like, it legitimately does. I don't know why it's not working right this second. But it does have route planning now. It didn't necessarily look like it was amazing route planning.
It was 4 stops, yes.
And it was doing some weird stuff, like trying to get you to charge to 97% at one of them. But it did have route planning. And with the route planning, it also has on-route battery preconditioning.
Yes.
Which is good to see.
It's on there, we promise.
And I can hit charging stations, and it should pop up and show me. Yeah, it shows me charging stations around here. So I don't know what the deal is. And it shows you real-time availability of like charge point and all that, which is nice. I don't know why the route plan didn't pop up there. Anyway, weird.
It is weird.
And we'll come back home. You got your media. So right now we're in CarPlay, so it's just showing me my music. You have Spotify built in, which is nice, and Sirius XM as well as Amazon. Get your phone menu. You can come here to the energy menu. So it has a bunch of options in here. None of this is able to be touched while you're driving, which is a little frustrating. But you can set up your charge schedules, which I can understand that one. You can set up a schedule for battery preconditioning as well as charging. You can set your charge limits from 100 to 50. Looks like this one's currently set to 100. You have all the typical Toyota stuff where you can set your AC charge current limit to 8 amps, 48 amps max. You have DC power limits, so max to 50 kilowatts. Preconditioning to sync with navigation. You can regulate the temperature of the battery while driving, which I feel like you would want to do.
Yes.
It was off when we got in. And to cool the battery while you're charging, which again, don't know why that would be an option.
You just want that to happen. Yeah.
This also looks like it has some form of external power, so I believe it probably does through the charge port or whatever. And if you have it connected, you can go in there and choose settings for that. Hey y'all, so just a quick editor's note. I have edited this and I just noticed, I made that comment about vehicle to home, so I had to go do some research to see if it could actually do any sort of power export. And it looks like the answer is no. So Google kind of was just like no. And so then I went and pulled the owner's manual and the infotainment system manual. neither of which actually mentioned this EV menu. Like, the infotainment manual mentions that the menu exists, but does not go into any detail about what's inside the EV menu. And the owner's manual makes no mention of any of the EV stuff, like the charge limits or anything like that, or like whatever. So I have no idea what the external power button does, and the owner's manuals did not help me find out. At 53%, it's showing 139 miles of range. This one at 100%, the EPA says 272 with these wheels and everything. If we come in here to settings, we're not going to go too deep into this. There's a couple things I want to point out. Let's see here. It wasn't under vehicle. It was under. So you've got your drive mode here, normal, eco, sport, and range. And when you change them, you can actually see, if you take a peek at the gauge cluster real quick, it actually does a cool little animation showing you each drive mode. So there's sport, range, which I don't know why you'd want to do because it turns off the air conditioning.
Maybe in the wintertime.
Maybe not for this time of year. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put in sport. That sounds fun. It got hot very quick. Come back. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to get back out of the drive mode screen now. You also have active sound control, which is to simulate engine sounds.
Please turn it off.
Source standard off.
Thank you. We don't like the fake noise.
You got all the driver's assistance features you could ever want. You have proactive drive assist, lane change assist, traffic jam assist, dynamic radar cruise control with more settings underneath it. You've got, let's see here, parking assisting sensors, park support brake, rear cross traffic, rear camera detection, lane departure, pre-collision, front cross traffic, which is an option for some reason. That was in that convenience package. Blind spot monitor, safe exit assist. You can set up how you want it to notify you. It does road sign recognition. It has driver monitor, which was turned off when we got in. And I'm actually going to just leave it that way. This does look like it supports some form of over-the-air software update with the ability to come in here and see info about what you've got and any update history and how you want it to download and all that. Drive recorder is cool. So it uses the built-in cameras as a built-in dash cam. You have to have account setups to set it up, but it'll do a 20-second clip just kind of as you continuously drive, which is nice. And then you can come in here to the library and view whenever it's set up what's popped up, but all these are off. There you go. Automatic clip storage, so to store on a USB. Overwrite the oldest clip if the 4-clip limit is reached. Okay, that seems a little weak, 4-clip. I'm assuming that that's separate from continuous recording.
Yeah.
You've got Wi-Fi and hotspot in here. You've got some sound and media stuff, which not anything too crazy here. And we'll come to general. I want to say there was something in here. Oh, yeah. Just to show you more of it, it does indeed have, so if you go to navigation, you can see EVs listed. Set the minimum battery charge for arrival. You have to go pretty deep for this setting, but
Yeah.
you can do, you can say you're okay with a 10% arrival to a 50% arrival, which is nice to see that it's in there.
Hey, round.
I'm seriously wondering if it's because CarPlay is connected,
That's what I'm wondering too, because I think you're navigating through CarPlay.
which is a weird limitation. Because anyway, let's talk about CarPlay though. This car has an awesome implementation of CarPlay.
Yeah, it uses the entire screen.
So I will hit this button, which you can tell is already just impressively large, and I can hit this button, which gets the Lexus interface out of the way.
That's right.
Which is really nice.
All one screen.
And it's huge. And I mean,
huge iPad.
It has 3 rows of icons and 5 columns. Like, is really nice. It's responsive. This is happening wirelessly. My phone is on the wireless phone charger here.
Here's what the maps look like. Large map.
Boom. If I want to come in here and I'll try to go to, let's say, Austin, Texas. Let's see. I don't imagine this is going to do anything but just give me directions, but yeah.
Yep. Avoid severe weather. Well, that's nice.
Started route to Austin.
Like, this is a massive, nice screen. And like when I come back here to home, for once, it's a car that will show you the expanded directions and still show you your full media pop-up, which is nice. I didn't know CarPlay had an option for 4 icons on the right side. But yeah, this CarPlay implementation is pretty excellent. I really like the way it ends up looking on this screen. And I'll just honestly leave it there. And since we're talking about it, I'll go ahead and take this from you real quick.
I think it's a little.
Get the little thing off your wrist.
Sebastian makes you put it around my wrist.
I don't want you to drop it. And we can talk about this new driver instrument cluster. So I promise it doesn't flicker in real life, but you can see I now have it on a screen that has my map in the center, which this isn't just any map. This is actually the Apple CarPlay map, not the built-in nav, but if you're not in CarPlay, then you'll get the built-in nav map there. You have your little trip stuff on the left here and your driver's assistance view on the right. And you can actually, unlike the other cars, it is very configurable. So I can hit this button And now I have like a double gauge set up with my speed in the middle. I can have a single gauge setup with the regen and power displayed. Just big speedometer. I can show my energy efficiency on a graph. I can show just driver's assistance, and I'm back to the map view. And if I'm on the left here, I can cycle through. So right now it's showing me like an energy gauge. I now have battery state of health, 100%, nice. Energy consumption, compass, media, trip, tire pressure, all-wheel drive, G-meter.
There you go.
And then vehicle messages and settings. And weirdly, there's all the settings that I can see in here are just duplicates of what you can see on the screen, such as your charging settings and your charge current limits and things like that, which I think you would probably just use the big screen to configure all this. Turn on and off your rear seat reminder and the buzzer sound and all that, which the fact that they call it buzzer is still very old school.
Very Toyota-ish.
Hold okay. Oh, sorry, I wasn't reading. And then the settings, it's just like you can choose what you want to allow to pop up here versus what is always there. Go ahead and come back to my map screen because I really like it. I would like it if I could just get this box to be gone, because there is an option in here that blanks it out here.
Yeah.
Oh, it does go away. Never
There
mind.
you go.
Haha. I'm gonna leave it like that. I kind of like that. And I also like these buttons are backlit even during the daytime. They're very bright. So this is all your driver assistance stuff. So it looks like this will turn on the main system. You've got lane centering, cruise control, distance, and your cruise speed. This controls the driver's display, back, voice control, volume up and down, next track, previous track. You have 3-seat memory.
Ooh.
Nice. You've got your little gauge cluster brightness, trunk button, hood button, power, all the power switches here. Interesting enough, since this is electronically door handled, the unlock and lock makes no noise because there's no actual locking mechanism. It's just whether or not you can hit the button.
Also, no noise for the blinker either.
Yeah, the blinker is, let's see.
It's a little when you're not driving.
It's definitely loud when you're driving, but we could not hear it all the way over here, which we thought was weird. Coming up here on the top, just while we're here, you can open and close the sunroof or the shade. You can turn on your dome lights and you can vent. And no digital mirror, unfortunately, but you do have home link buttons, which is nice. All right, Joel, is it time?
Let's take this baby out for a spin. All right, we are on the freeway, interstate, whatever you want to call it. Sebastian is behind the wheel because I got the drive a little bit earlier. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so just kind of right off the bat, hold on, this Malibu doesn't want to seem to let me over. There we go, thank you. So right off the bat, it is very quiet in here.
It is super quiet here.
Like, very nicely. I'm going to turn the AC down. I forgot we had that up super high. Hopefully that'll help our audio some. Yeah, like as far as road noise goes, it is very quiet. It does a very aggressive beep if it thinks there's someone in your blind spot. Good feature.
That is a good feature.
But yeah, like we're on 630 here in Little Rock, doing 60-ish miles an hour, and like it's concrete, so you can hear the concrete, but we're not having to talk any louder because of it, which is a really nice to have. And the suspension is really well composed. A lot of times sedans typically tend to feel like they ride a little worse just because they sit lower to the ground. But we're going through some pretty unevenness, which you can probably hear in the mic.
Yes.
But you don't really feel it at all.
Not the best roads in Little Rock.
But I'm going to go ahead and hit this button. Adaptive Cruise Active. It shows me my hands on. It's doing lane centering. It shows my speed, and it shows it's ready for me to do a lane change. So if I hit my signal, there it goes.
There you go.
Automatic lane change. And we're over, and it re-engaged, and everything's happy.
Which every car should have.
Pretty dang simple. I'm curious, is it torque or capacitive? I'm going to keep my hands off for a sec. Ready to take over?
I'm going to guess capacitive.
You're going to guess capacitive? Let's see. It's a very soft steering wheel.
I'm saying that because I believe that's what the Subaru was. Yep.
It is capacitive. Yeah, very soft steering wheel.
$100
really like it. I don't owe you anything.
Yes, you do.
We're at 50% state of charge. It does tell you state of charge and your guessometer, which is nice. Some cars can take a note.
Yes.
Especially luxury cars. Anyway, and yeah, sound system seemed pretty okay. This does not have the upgraded Mark Levinson sound system, but sounded pretty decent for the stuff I was listening to earlier on it. I'm still floored by this CarPlay implementation. I really like the way it looks. I'm not usually a big CarPlay guy, but this kind of makes it all click to me. And maybe this has just been what I've been looking for this whole time. I really like this white interior. sunroof is nice, but it is not tinted at all.
The sun is right above us.
And it's right above us, and it makes it very warm
and it's
in here.
open because we got the
camera set up. Anything for y'all.
Yes, we're baking in the heat for y'all.
I'm curious. We're going to go by JT's for a sec. I know we're at 50% state of charge. I'm just curious to see what it even pulls at 50%.
Plug it in charge. See what happens.
But like the initial driving of it seems pretty nice. It's got decent power. I have it in sport mode right now, which helps. Not having one pedal, I think I've already mentioned it, is really throwing me off. And I can't really tell that big of a difference between the most regen and least regen, which is adjusted using the paddles here on the back of the steering wheel.
Looks like the 200s. Looks like the 150s open, which should be fine for us. Because we're not pouring any more than that.
Especially not at 50%. But yeah, we'll pull in here real quick and we'll just plug it in and see what happens. But my initial driving review is pretty good.
All right, we pulled in here. This is kind of not scheduled. We're right here, so we thought let's see what kind of charge we can get.
Yeah, we're at 50%. I'm not expecting anything amazing, but I'm just curious.
Yep.
So go ahead and tap my charge point card. Authorizing. Authorizing. Authorizing.
This is 160 kilowatt share. No one's here, so we should be able to plug it in charge once we figure out why it's not authorized. There we go.
There we go. A. NACS.
Love that.
Came out with the adapter. Pull her over and work that gigantic heavy-duty cable and see if that's in enough. I don't know if that is. It didn't feel super reassuring.
I heard the clicking.
Well, that's good.
There we are. Oh, we had some voltage. There we go.
All right, it's talking. Good.
About 500 volts?
No, it'll go down. Give it a sec.
Yep.
That'll be good to know what the voltage. There you go, 388. Under power at that percent. We're ramping up pretty decently quick. I'm curious to see what it does on the inside of the car when you're charging. Okay, if you'll come around here real quick, we'll look at this side.
Sure.
You didn't have to take the long way, but it's okay.
I need the exercise.
If you want to take a look at the screen there.
Oh, that is cool.
Let the clear the door warning. But yeah, I like it. It shows you what percent you're at, how much power the car is getting versus how much it's able to take at this percentage, how much range you have with climate on and off, and how long it is until you get to 80%. Which we're only getting 73 kilowatts at 50%, which doesn't sound amazing.
It's slowly ramping up.
Okay, it is very slowly ramping up. Cool. But, I mean, I like that graphic.
Yeah, I do. And it gives you everything you need.
Yeah, all right. I mean, we don't need to be here much longer. I just mainly wanted to see kind of what that looked like. So, honestly.
Sebastian's going to unplug. We'll take one final look at the screen. See what we're getting.
Oh, we're up to 77 kilowatts now.
I mean,
400 volts.
We didn't precondition. We didn't do anything. So,
yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's see if I can get the screen to cooperate. It's still gradually climbing. I almost feel bad cutting it off early.
There we go.
This is the best I've ever seen one of these screens work.
I know.
Not a fault of JT's, just the hardware.
Just a fault of charge point.
All right.
All right, we're going to stop and head back in the car, and we'll continue our drive.
All right, as we're backing out, you can probably hear it ding, 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 dinging because it has parking sensors on the front, which is really nice. Weirdly, this doesn't have a 360 camera. In order to get a 360 camera, you have to get the 500e Luxury.
You got to go up
or the luxury trim level of either of the 500 or the 350. But it's like, I feel like at 57 grand, it should have a 360 camera.
Yeah.
It does have the forward parking whoa, words are hard. Park sensors though, which is nice, and they pop up automatically and all that jazz.
Don't know what that was.
I thought something was in our blind spot, which was a bush.
Foliage.
Anyway, but yeah, so we're gonna get back out here on the highway, and I mean, this will be a good time to kind of feel. It's got good power. I mean, that got us up to legal speed pretty quickly on an on-ramp, so not bad at all. I mean, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds is nothing crazy for an EV, but it's not slow.
No, it's not.
I mean, how long ago was it that every gas car on the road was like 7-8 seconds, it felt like, especially in this class of vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and get back in the driver's distance because it was doing a great job earlier.
There you go.
It seems, and it's remembering like the distance I had it set to and everything, which is really nice. And just one button, boom, it's on. There's no like turn on the system, turn on the lane center, set, or anything that we've seen in some other vehicles. It just works. Go ahead and pop over. It's doing it automatically. Very nice.
Not as aggressive as my wife's EV9.
It's not aggressive at all. I like it.
My wife's EV9 throws you in that next lane.
It is so quiet in here. So I will be very curious to see after this first quarter of these being on sale, how this compares in sales volume to the 350 or to the ES hybrid. I expect the hybrid's going to sell more. We're probably going to build more.
Yep.
But I'm curious to see just how the breakdown ends up flowing, and then being able to compare as time goes on. Being able to compare as time goes on.
Yep.
How the breakdown shifts maybe, because other than some like little software gripes, and it doesn't charge super amazing. It seems to be kind of in that ballpark of what's considered fine by most people.
No, and that's people really don't seem to care about charging.
I know.
The mass population.
But like, if this is cheaper than the hybrid ES, and will do 90% of, or 100% even of what a lot of people buying a hybrid ES want, does this end up moving in volume? Because this is a nice car.
It is a nice car.
And this is kind of the closest we've seen to Lexus, Toyota, and the group. It's the closest we've seen them to figuring out how to build an EV. There's still some other EV features missing, like it doesn't have a dog mode or anything like that. Maybe we'll see that come later on, maybe the next new platform from Toyota and Lexus. But it seems to, it's got route planning, although it didn't work for us for some reason. It did earlier, but then we put a camera on it and it got shy.
Yeah. It's camera shy.
But it has a route planner. It can show you chargers. It can show you the chargers availabilities. It has on-route battery preconditioning. It has manual preconditioning. You can set up preconditioning schedules. It's got a lot of the stuff figured out. It's got good driver's assistance features. I have no gripes or complaints of how it's been handling this drive so far.
Yeah, and we've seen these cars go pretty fast. I mean, our dealership had 3 Trailseekers on the lot, that whole group, and they're gone.
Yep.
And had 2 Uncharteds. There's down to 1. We can't find any BZs. And so these categories of cars that Lexus and Toyota and Subaru are doing seem to be doing well with sales.
Right. But yeah, overall, I'm actually coming away from this a lot more impressed than I was expecting to.
Love the new heads-up display here.
Yes, this, so that, we talked about it in our other vehicles that we've driven from the Toyota, Lexus, Subaru family, where the gauge cluster screen just looked like it was ripped out of a car from 10 years ago.
Yep.
It was very basic. It was almost a monocolor display. Not anything to write home about.
I think it was a monocolor display.
Well, no, it has color, but it would only use it in very specific scenarios. But in this, you have a map display in front of you. It can show you all this good. It just looks nice.
Yeah.
It matches, and I really, like you pointed out, it is the same shape as the gap on the top of the steering wheel, so you can actually see it through the steering wheel. Yep. We get into so many cars where, because we're tall, we can't see the entire screen. You had the issue with the Lucid. You couldn't get the screen to the steering wheel just right. That is one thing I point out. So the seats I want the seats to get lower. These are, this is all the way down right now, and I'm still pretty high up in the car. That said, the pillars are a normal size and all that, so my visibility is not super hurt. That was one thing in the Lucid that we drove this morning that was the pillars were also gigantic, and it felt like I just was not able to see super well out in front of it. But overall, really like the way this thing is driving. Drives.
This is nice. And I was just amazed by how much room's in the back seat. That just blew my mind.
Oh yeah, the back seat is massive, and I don't know how they did it.
I don't know, because you still have a massive trunk too.
Yeah, I don't know how they did. Driver attention required. Oh, it didn't like my lane change assist there because I guess it said I wasn't looking.
It didn't, or you got over without a blinker maybe. I don't know.
I hit the button. Anyway, all right, we'll go ahead and wrap this clip up here, and we'll do our final thoughts here in a second.
See you in a bit. All right, we are back at Parker Lexus. Huge shout out to Bruce and team over here for letting us. We've been in this car for a while now. It's more time than usual. So final thoughts. I kind of came in a little trepid about this, thinking, it's going to be like the Subarus and other ones we've driven. This is really, really impressed. I'm really impressed with this. Charging speed's not that great, but that doesn't seem to matter anymore. But just the way it's laid out, this nice screen, the software is very intuitive. There's no lag or anything like that. The way they have, changed the driver cluster over there. It's just amazing. Still can't get over how much room is in the back seat for tall people like me. That's important with tall kids like I have too, is very important too. So just really impressed. This white interior looks great. The white seatbelt is a bold choice, especially if you have little kids. Sebastian, your thoughts?
It's a bold choice as someone who drinks coffee.
Yes.
and will inevitably, dribble a little bit at some
Yes.
point. And yeah,
Always
anyway.
good on these kind of things that keeps them like a box of handy wipes in the car.
Yeah, just wear a bib while you drive. I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah, so I mean, I'm like you. I was kind of coming in and just expecting, honestly, just a lot of the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that the Solterra, BZ, RZ, whatever have been bad. They're just fine.
Yep.
They've all been just fine, and I was expecting this to be a lot of the same. I was not expecting it to be actually a really big improvement. Like, I knew it had the new software stack, but everything I'd seen in pictures and some of the other content I'd seen about it, it just looked like it was a little, they added a couple things, but like it's largely the same workflow, same vibe and everything. And while that's true and like how it looks, it does legitimately perform much better, and it has a lot more feature set that was missing on those other cars. And like the gauge cluster screen, which I really didn't see anyone talking about, like is a legitimately better experience than the old car. And it's amazing how just adding the ability to show a map and other dynamic content on the screen.
It's not a big upgrade, but it's enough to.
It's not a big upgrade, but it really is a huge difference in the usability and the day-to-day use of the car. The size in here is awesome. And like you said, the back seat is huge. I mean, you have just as much room in the back of this car as I do in the front of this car, and I'm 6 foot tall, you're 6'2", whatever. And like, yeah, I do feel like there's some optioning things, like the fact that it doesn't have a 360 camera at $57,000 feels really weird to me. Like, it has everything else. It's got cooled seats, they work. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, all the driver assistance features, whatever. It's got parking sensors, sunroof. It's got everything basically but the 360 camera and the upgraded audio system.
Yep.
Which is just kind of a weird thing, but I guess what else? Oh, it's missing a heads-up display.
Yep.
Although then you have I don't know. Anyway.
Do you really need a heads-up display?
Do you need one? Right.
Yeah.
But like, it drives fine. I want cars to charge better. I understand that this is probably fine for most people, but I personally do want cars to charge. I want to see advancement and improvement in the space, because it comes with, there's a lot of other benefits to faster charging than just, once or twice a year you do DC fast charging. If you have charging at home, that's kind of the big if there. But like, 272 miles of range, if it can get anywhere close to say 225, 250, this would probably be a decent little road tripper, as long as you're okay with the 30-minute charge stops and things like that. And yeah, I mean, I honestly was way more impressed by this than I was expecting to. The driver's assistance worked fantastic. I mean, it has auto lane change and all those things. And like, it kept us centered in the lane. It did a good job keeping this is way, way better than I was expecting it to be.
What do you think for the price? Not bad?
So, like we were talking before, I'm really impressed by the fact that Lexus is offering the electric version of the ES for cheaper than the hybrid version, at least on the base models. Now, for this trim level, it's probably a little bit closer in price. This might be, eke out a little bit higher. But like, at that base price, which I want to say is like 47, I mean, for a luxury EV, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find another EV in this price range with this much space.
Yes.
Especially now that like Model S is gone, which Model S wasn't in this price range.
I mean, you think Model 3, you're not getting as much room.
No.
And this doesn't really compare to a Model Y. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not getting this much space. It seems like pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, not even Ioniq 6 before they discontinued it, I don't think.
Nope.
And it was a similar price. So like, I think pricing honestly seems fine for what it is, right? It's in that ballpark that you would expect a Lexus of this caliber to cost.
Yep. I think that's it.
All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in today. As always, you can catch all of our reviews and all of our content. But first, you got to hit that subscribe button and that notification icon so you know when new content is dropped. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on another EV Geek Studio review. So long, everyone.